Welcome to Quarter Inch Seam. It's me, Angela. You're in my sewing room. I'm so glad you're here. It is the day before Halloween. We don't really do Halloween. Just not a big deal for us. Not something I enjoy. Anyway, but if you have kids or grandkids, I was thinking, how about something easy that you could also have a little bit of fun with? Okay? So I'm going to do it the simple way. But you could do... you could do some fun applique on the outside. You could do pumpkin on the outside. You could put their name on it. And it wouldn't cost you a lot in fabric. It wouldn't cost you a lot in time. And it would be personable for them. And we'll do a little bag for them to carry their candy in. Who doesn't need a bag for candy? I would go just for the candy. Anyway, not the point. Anyway. So I've got 2 pieces of fabric. Actually, this is just one folded in half. 18 inches long, 13 inches across. And I already did 2 handles. I did put a little fusible interface in the handles. So I just did, the handles are, I went 1.5 inches, right sides together, piece of fusible interface, sewed it up, and flipped it inside out, rolled it inside out. Okay, so I have 2 handles. And my piece of fabric. And this one looks like a basket. It's a little basket weave. Is that adorable? Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to stitch the... How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I don't really want raw edges on the inside. So let's just take it and let's take it and this is poor Minnie. I don't know what she's doing. Let's just press this down a little bit. Let's give it a little bit of a roll, right? And then when we stitch it together, right? Is that right? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a roll. Let's press it down so it doesn't move while we're sewing. A little bit of a roll over so that the inside edge is not raw. Now, you could do 2 pieces of fabric. You could kind of line it. But let's be honest, they're going to throw candy in it, and then they're probably going to either lose the bag or throw the bag away. The bag will become insignificant once they have commenced with the candy. So, let's do this. And then we're going to mark where we want to put our handles. This is a winging it. This is an easy, quick winging it project. What made me think of this was inevitably you have kids that are hauling around a pillowcase. So this is going to be better than a pillowcase. Okay? Alright, let's do the other side. I could have blocked myself in here a little bit tonight, didn't I? It was so cold today. It was in the mid 60s, but the wind has been blowing and howling all day long. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do this side. So, what are you sewing? What are you working on? Did you bring your sewing project? We're just taking a little diversion from the big ladder quilt that we're working on. But I thought what would also be fun on this is you could also I should have put brown thread on. You could also let's do the inside. Let's roll the inside a little bit. Huh? Just enough. Just enough so that, especially if you're using a thinner piece of fabric, just enough so that it won't fray. Just a wee bit. Press that down a little bit. You could also put, if you've got kids or grandkids, you could put their name on the outside. Cut out some applique letters. Would that be fun? That would be adorable, wouldn't it? Okay, so just a quick little roll. Quickie. And then we're just going to run, I'm just going to do a quick stitch down on this. Here's the other reason that I thought of this. This is always the thing where you realize at the very, very last minute, oh no, somebody doesn't have a bag or a bucket or whatever, cute little thing they use, and somebody goes and grabs a pillowcase. You could have a couple of bags, little bags ready. Just bound and determined to burn my fingers. Just bound and determined. Tomorrow, I was going to do it today, but I just couldn't wrap my head around it today. Tomorrow we are going to master the Ohio Star from our sampler quilt. Listen, I don't know that we're going to master it. We're going to do it, but I don't know that we're going to master it. My confidence is just so low with that particular... And I did these little ones that I'm doing for our ladder quilt. If you haven't seen what the ladder quilt project is, go back through this week's videos and watch those. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Share the channel out. Share it to somebody that you know that quilts. Or sews. Or likes to sit around and gab. That's us. That's me. I don't know about you. Okay. Ouch. All right. Now, I'm just going to stitch this side down. I'm just going to do a single stitch. Because again, it's a quickie project, right? Okay, here we go. Fold it under. Make sure we stay folded. Okay, now let's do this side. Whoops. This way, at least the edge on the inside won't be raw and it won't start fraying, you know, while they're filling it, stuffing it with loot. But I think if you applicate on the outside a little pumpkin or a name, I think that would be cute. Now, you could get fancy with it and do like a zigzag or, you know. But to be quite frank with you, I gave up my trick-or-treating days when I was probably 7 or 8, I guess. So, and like I said, we're not really big on Halloween. So, I just thought this would be, I will probably just take this. And what I do is, because I'm not backing it, you know, it's just one piece of fabric, I just shove them in my purse or in my glove box. And then when you get to the store and you go, oh God, I need a bag or to carry all this stuff in, grab it. Okay, now, right sides together. And hold on. Hang on, let me think this out, because I gotta put the handles on there. That's okay. Okay. I think I'm okay. I think. I don't know. I don't really know for sure. Listen. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Now I'm going to stitch along the bottom, even though mine has a fold, just so it's a little bit more finished. Now at the sides. If you're watching this and you're quite experienced at doing these types of projects and something is bothering you, it's probably something to do with the handles. I don't know what it is about the handles yet that's bothering me, but I feel like I'm missing something with the handles. But hey. Okay. Now, okay, so just on first glance, I'd probably go a little bit bigger. Where's my thing? I just had it. got your corners. And we're going to press it down just a little bit. I don't know if this is the right way to do this, but I thought, hey, that's not bad. Hey, there you go. That's kind of cute. I'd probably make it a little bigger because I didn't really account enough for the roll on both sides. So I would do that. Okay? Cut your fabric a little bit more generous, a little bit wider. All right, let's press these down so that they're a little bit more flat. And tell me in the I think that there might be a better way to do my rollover inside. But that works. Okay, now let's get these handles in here. So we could put the handles on the outside. You could do that. But since I finished, mine are finished, they're not raw anymore. Okay. Stitch them down. We could just stitch them on the inside. Let's try that. All right, now let's mark where exactly we're going to put the handles. So we are at 11 inches. So and this handles are an inch now. So if we go right there, you can't see it. Let's put it right there. So about 3 inches in. And then about, lay you down. A little too much bulk with my fold. So we'll have to practice that. We'll have to practice that a bit. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3 inches in. And let's put this one. Just to the edge of that little lip there. And now let's do this side. So we get everybody lined up. So we're going to do you right there. Not too deep. Okay. And you right there. Not too far down. Okay, now let's make sure that our handles are, oh yeah, there we go. Okay, let's sew these on. For this, I would probably do a zigzag stitch. But I think I'm gonna, not right now. Now I'm gonna to sew it down a little bit so that it's really on there. I like it. I like it. Flip it around. Do it again. Okay, now let's do the other side. And then we'll trim it up. Get off some of these little... I was going to put my dark brown thread on. However, I have another project that I need that for, and I don't have much left on my spool. So I didn't have time to go and buy another spool today. So... Okay. So, tomorrow, there is a little neighborhood up the street from us where the houses, the part of the block that Steve and I live on, is the homes are pretty far apart from each other, and they're pretty far set back far from the road. There is a neighborhood, though, that's just up the street where the homes are a little bit closer together and not quite so far set back. And so that neighborhood is the primo neighborhood for trick-or-treating. But there's no parking down there. So what happens every year is they park down on our side of the road and then walk up the road to the better houses, to the easier houses for little kids to trick-or-treat. So what Steve and I do is we, you have to kind of cordon off part of your front, across the front of your home or your property or your driveway or whatever, because otherwise people get a little, I don't know what the word is, and they'll just start parking anywhere. So what we usually do, and I don't want them driving on our grass. So what we do is we usually kind of stake it off. I'm just trying to... I didn't quite do the the seams the way I wanted to, only because they're a little thick. So I'm imagining there's a much better way. I imagine some of you are yelling at your phones or your TVs right now. But that's okay. So what we do is we never get trick-or-treaters, but Minnie loves to watch all the little kids walk by in all their little costumes. There's always about, a dozen princesses and Dorothys and, yeah. So what we do is we just take a bowl of candy and go sit at the edge of the driveway, and then Minnie gets to watch everybody go by, and we hand out candy that way. So what I was thinking was, I'm going to keep this one for myself, and I'm going to put my candy in it to give out. Voila! Let's do this. Now, look, we're not making Hermes bags here, okay? This is not a Louis Vuitton knockoff studio. It's just a cute, fun little tote bag. The edges inside are not raw now, although I don't think I did those the way that I should have done. How could I have done those differently? Tell me in the comments. I got too much fold over and bulk in there. I don't like that. Unless I would top stitch it. Maybe that's what I need to do. Is that what I need to do? Throw a top stitch on it? I'm having a hard time even turning it out right. Do I risk it? Do I risk doing that right now? That's probably what I would do. Maybe I'll do that later. Anyway, and it's got a good little handle on it, so the handle's not going to break or rip or, dig into their hands. So there you go. I'm going to go sit tomorrow in my front yard on my driveway and hand out unbelievably expensive Halloween candy. I don't know if you've been to the store lately. Don't go. The bags of candy that are, I don't know, like a foot tall, and they're usually filled with all kinds of assorted stuff. $25! $25 for a micro Snickers bar? No. You're certainly not giving kids multiple pieces. My prediction? Here's my prediction. Kids are not going to have the bulging bags of yesteryear. That's my prediction. Anyway, there's a cute little tote bag, a fun Halloween sack, or just an easy tote bag, and see what I mean? Because we didn't get crazy with it, and we didn't, it's not lined or anything like that. You could just stick it in your purse when you have to go out or go to the store or whatever. How fun. And how quick. A half hour. Not even a half hour, because I was yapping half the time. Okay, guys, tomorrow we are going to do the Ohio Star. We're going to revisit the Ohio Star. Oh, man. High hopes. I have high hopes and big confidences, and I'm going to take this tonight and study it. I hope you have a fantastic evening. I hope you have a fabulous morning tomorrow. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate it. We're on our way to 5,000 subscribers, because we got a big surprise at 5,000. So, super excited. Okay. And don't forget to post your pictures on the Facebook page and on the YouTube page of your completed projects, because on Sundays Live, we are doing a giveaway. All right. I think I covered all my bases. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Get ready to do the Ohio Star. Have a good evening. Bye.